Hi, in today's Taekwondo lesson, I'm going to show you how to perform a palm hooking block. A hooking block looks like this. It's different to most Taekwondo blocks in the sense that it doesn't need power. It's done with the minimum of effort. But that doesn't mean you do it slowly. You still need to be very swift to get to the target quickly. The palm is the most common tool for this block. So to form it, you need to have the fingers together, thumb slightly bent, and that's the region you block with. And this allows you to grab the opponent's arm after you block and then pull them off balance as you counterattack. But the block can also be used against kicks, for example, a side kick. There are other tools you can use depending on the distance. The palm is the best tool, but if you're too close for that, then you can use the knife hand. If you're closer still, then you can use the backhand. And if you're closer than that, then you can use the under forearm. The blocking tool needs to move in an arc motion like this, so you can place the palm on the back of the forearm if the opponent's punching, on the outer tibia if they're doing a side kick. So avoid just bringing the hand out. Make sure it goes up and down so you can place the palm on the target. When you finish, the elbow will be bent 25 degrees outwards, and turn the wrist inwards slightly so you can turn the hand out. The block can be done as a middle block where it's at shoulder level, or as a high block where it's at eye level. And it can be done in most stances, but walking stance is the most common. And if you're using walking stance, your body will be half facing and the block will be on the center line. But it can also be done full facing if you're doing parallel stance or sitting stance, for example. Now, as the technique doesn't need power, there's no need to drop sharply when you're doing sine wave. You're still using sine wave, but it's a lot softer. There's no sudden drop or sudden jerking of the abdomen or twisting action, and not too much acceleration. The movement's just a swift motion from the shoulder joint, okay? So no impact, but just swift, like that. So practice that going forwards and backwards in walking stance. At this stage, it's worth practicing a particular combination of techniques, which includes the hooking block. And this combination is used in the pattern Yulgok-Tul, which I'll be showing you very soon. It involves a hooking block done as a middle block, an obverse technique, and another hooking block done as a reverse technique, and an obverse punch at the end as a counterattack. But the second and third movement are done in a special way, in what we call connecting motion. This means there's just one sine wave for both techniques. So you go up, down like that for both techniques. And there's one breath only, but it's a prolonged breath. Like that. So the whole thing looks like this. You do a single technique first, one breath, and then the next two with one sine wave, one prolonged breath. And notice that the hooking block finishes at the top of the sine wave before you drop sharply for the punch. And also your body will be half facing for the first one, half facing the other way for the second one, and then full facing for the punch. But try not to pause when you do the second and third movement. Like that. So practice is going forwards and backwards in walking stance. plan to use a hooking block with an actual opponent so that you can pull them in and counterattack, then it's important to know which arm to block with. You may think it doesn't matter, but it does. For example, if the opponent's doing a punch with the right hand, it's better to block with your right hand. If you block with the left and pull them in, then you're very vulnerable as they can punch you very easily. Whereas if you block with the right, when you pull them off balance, it's very awkward for them to punch you and very easy for you to punch them. So bear that in mind, especially if you're using it in, for example, two-step sparring or one-step sparring. So that's it for today. Please join me for my next Taekwondo lesson, and I hope to see you soon. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Goodbye.